the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the iSplash Retro Kart Series fires things off for championship night. Right here from WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna, Seca, hosting tonight's championship event. And it is going to be a hard-fought battle for that season hardware. We've got 2 drivers going at it. We'll get to some of those point standings and scenarios here in just a few moments. But first, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave of the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. And speaking of trackside, we're going to get a little bit closer to the action here tonight. Track temperature 95 degrees, weather nice, cool, calm breeze coming across the track, 67 out there. Drivers should have a lot of speed built in to these open wheel machines. So what do you say we get rid of that track information and get a little closer as we run down some of the point scenarios and standings here tonight? We'll drop the qualifying times over there to the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see less than 5 minutes remaining for drivers to put it on the Blonde Bullet provisional pole. And for now, quick time belongs to Johnny Hamby inside of that number 15 RCA machine. That Lotus 79 driver's been quick all season long, and Looked like Hamby may have had a little bit of a moment there. Coming around the corners, we're trying to see who that may have been. That looks like the 113 of Blake Tejeda out there having a little bit of troubles. But Johnny Hamby, quick time so far here tonight. He's going to sit on top of the Blonde Bullet provisional poll with a qualifying time 1:13:23, almost half a second clear. So as the music fades, time will fade. Off of the stopwatch, and we'll get a clearer picture of how these drivers will roll off of that starting grid. So while we've got a little bit of time, let's dive in to some of those championship standings, some of those scenarios that we were talking about coming trackside here tonight. Final race, final chance. There's your championship standings right there. The two drivers going to go at it right here. The two heavyweights of the season. Marcellus Bruning, top 10, top 5, consistently week in, week out. Only had one, maybe two terrible races, if you want to categorize it that way. Bruning and that Blonde Bullet number 61 machine, top of the point standings, clear by 11, but there are chances that Hamby can get the job done. But we're gonna make it a little bit simple for you. We're gonna water it down to get back into some of those qualifying times. Marcellus, if he can put that 61 machine inside of the top 4, that will seal the deal no matter what Johnny Hamby does here tonight. If Bruning can find his way to 4th or better to finish out the night, that is going to do it. Keep in mind some bonus points out there. So if Bruning leads a lap or gets the pole position, then he only has to finish 5th or better. So there's a couple few scenarios that still go along with that. But basically, if Bruning can walk away with 4th, he is going to walk away with back-to-back season championships in the first 2 years, and dominating here so far this year on the consistent side of things. We'll see if Bruning can bring it on home here tonight. Some more points battles back through the field. You can see Weininger, Fahey, Crumley, all right there knotted up with each other. Don't count out George Sandman. Unfortunately, Sandman not in the field here tonight, but he is one of those fast drivers. Newcomer making debut last week, walked away with the show, to say the least. Theo Charlotte walked away with the race win at Watkins Glen, and it looks like the 7 not going to go out there on track for qualifying, so Charlotte will start from the tail end of the field in that fast number 7 machine. Look for him to be making moves all race long. Timing and scoring looks a little something like that. And there's Bruning right on the heels of Hamby, but Hamby still in control of the fast time. Quick qualifying time here tonight, 1:13:23 for Johnny Hamby. So as we are down to 60 seconds to go here in qualifying, drivers are going to begin to close in on their final timed laps, trying to dethrone the man at the front, Johnny Hamby, with that Blonde Bullet provisional pole award for the time being. Marcellus Bruning going to get knocked back to 3rd, away. Tejeda right there grabbing that 2nd spot away. We'll see if he can continue it on out, and that's pretty much going to do it for qualifying here tonight from Laguna Seca. So we're going to step trackside for your national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regularly
In back trackside after the flyover and drivers ready to hit the starting grid. You can see them all beginning to line up down there on the racetrack, and we're going to get closer to the action as we get ready to roll around the track and bring ourselves to the green flag, starting inside row number 1 here tonight, snatching that blonde bullet pole award inside of the Fast 15 RCA machine. Johnny Hamby looking to do what needs to be done. Already 1 bonus point in his back pocket, so look for Hamby to try to continue to seal the deal here tonight. The 112 of Wade Sheda right beside him, starting outside pole position. Meanwhile, back in row number 2, inside in the 3rd spot, the 61 of Marcellus Bruning looking to close in and capture his 2nd season championship. We'll see if Bruning can get it done. The Carolina Classic right there in that 55 of Bill Smitham rolling off in the 4th spot. Rod and Raphael gonna roll off in row number 3, with row number 4 consisting of Christopher Hamlick and Blake Shaheda in that 113 machine. The 2 of Austin Dabbs inside row number 5 with the 302, the Canada driver, one of the few Canada drivers in the field here tonight. John Rayner gonna get to see if he can make his way to his fellow Canadian a little bit further up through this field. Neil Koenig and Chris Brown back in row number 6 and in row number 7 here tonight, finishing out the few spots in the running order. Tail Charlotte in that 7 machine, the Frenchman gonna see if he can be the journeyman here tonight and work his way all the way through the field. Austin Shaheda right there in the 14th position. Mark Millard and Stuart Wright finish out the 16-car field here tonight from WeatherTech Raceway Championship night here from Laguna Seca. We're going to see how these drivers go. We're going to see them drop the hammer here as they work their way through the final few corners. Pace car going to duck on out. There it goes, and we're going to get set to drop the hammer here tonight from WeatherTech Raceway. Around the final corner, coming to the line, and green flag flies as Johnny Hamby gonna nail the gas and scoot away from the field. Quick start to tonight's race. Already some action brewing under Shada, taking that 2nd position away, so there you go, picking up a spot already is Bruning, and he's going to try to capitalize and work his way to the front and win this thing just outright the good old-fashioned way. We're going to watch right here. Here's Bill Smitham, 55, holding serve right now, but he's got Raphael right behind him. Raphael picking up 1 position so far early here on lap number 1. Hamby starting to walk away 0.8 of a second at the front. We'll keep you updated with the race at the front of the field. Charlotte already up 2 positions, so that's 7. We already said he was going to be on a move, and here he is early working his way through the field. We'll take a look back here up the hill and through the S's for the first time. Field going to stack up just a little bit on the brakes, on the binders. Whoa, 1, 2, 3 drivers with trouble. Austin Dabbs, the 82 of Christopher Hamlick involved. Charlotte almost catches a piece. My, trouble into the S's for the first time, and we're going to take a look back at the replay here in just a handful of moments. But first, let's head back up through this field. Charlotte going to pick up 2 positions by default with the trouble through the S's under fire right now. I believe that's the 302 of John Rayner, and yes, it is Rayner looking to take that position away. As we'll work our way back up to the 5th position, let's take a look here with the Canada native. Inside of that big K, Texaco Havoline number 77 Lotus machine. Ron Buttiger right there taking the position away from Bill Smitham. Smitham going to drop 2 spots here with some early troubles through the S's. Let's go back. Let's check the eye splash replay real quick. I think we'll go on board here. Austin Dabbs look up the track from the left side of the car. Oh, just deep into the corner, into the gravel, and oh, man, Christopher Hamlin, he's going to be the T-ball on. Standby right there, big time hit for Hamlin, just along for the ride from that point on. Tough break early here tonight for Hamlin. We'll take one more look at this one. There you can see him down into the corner, nice and easy, and oh, there you go. And around and over. And I believe that's pretty much going to put it into his evening here tonight. So we'll jump back to the front. Back with your race leaders. As we continue these opening few laps, let's drop that timing and scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Marcellus Bruni still holding serve in that second position. Grab that spot right there on the start of tonight's race. Still running in second, making his way away from Wade in that 112 back in third. Rounding out your podium positions, Rafael Rodriguez up 2 positions. He's going to move from 6th to 4th in these opening 3 laps. 2 in our back pockets, lap number 3 on the board. Oh, trouble for Rod. He's going to cook the brakes getting into the corner. He's going to lose a position. He's going to lose that spot to Bill Smith. And it looks like Austin Dabbs indeed going to pit road. So Dabbs on the pit road. We'll take a look at Christopher Hamlin. He's going to continue out on the track. Surprisingly, Hamlin able to continue on, but Austin Dabbs enough damage to have to head to pit lane. Looks like he's going to get that fast fix in, and he's going to get back out on the track, making his way off of pit road now. So the 2 rejoins the race. Well behind this field, well behind the 8-ball. Was he able to keep himself on the lead lap? That's going to be the biggest question of them all. But a big gap here at the front of this field for your top 2 drivers battling it out in the championship. And oh, we got trouble, more trouble. Trouble on the track. Rafael Rodriguez and Wade Shaheda gonna get together, and both are gonna have some issues. Shaheda gonna go ahead and hit that button, head right to the pits. Big time trouble for some front runners now, making the run to the front a little bit easier for Theo Charlotte in that number 7 machine. We'll take a look at Theo here in just a few moments. Want to watch this battle continue to unfold between your championship heavyweights. Front of the field, showing the way, Johnny Hamby with Marcellus Bruni out on the trail. So as Hamby starts to open things up just a little bit, let's go back and look at the biggest mover of the race. We told you he was going to be making some splashes, and oh, a little bit of an off-track dust dump there for Boltiger, who's just out in front. Actually, I believe that may have been Blake Shaheda having some issues and going off track. Charlotte gonna go ahead and pick up yet another position, and here he is up 8 spots in just 4+ laps. About 4.5 laps. Oh, big trouble there for Rod. He's going to overcook the beginning of the S's, and that's going to set up an over-under move here. Oh, no, he's going to take it to the outside. Charlotte going to take it to the outside. Now back inside into the final 2 corners we go, and Charlotte going to move himself all the way to 4th. Now from 13th to 4th in just 5 laps. That is absolutely getting the job done. Lights out performance at the beginning of tonight's race. Look for this man right here to absolutely be blazing fast as he continues to close in on your top 3. Johnny Hamby, Marcellus Bruni, and Bill Smitham all at the front of this field. Big gaps between everybody. It's going to be another 3 seconds for Charlotte to close in on Smitham, and then another 12 to get to Bruni. As Hamby seems to be struggling, let's go back up front. Let's go check this battle out for the race lead. Hamby struggling a little bit here on lap number 6. Going to give up quite a bit of time to Bruni, who closes in right to about a half a second. Bruning right there. And with Bruning closing in, tell you what, let's go on board here with your championship points leader. Marcellus Bruning started in third, up to second, hot on the trail, right on the gearbox. You can hear him get down through the gears. Into the first left-hander, it's a bit of a double corner here. Slight right. You'll hear him flip back down one gear, nice and smooth on the gas. Back through the corner, a little play of the throttle here, carrying out to the left side, curbing. Back into the final left-hand corner before you begin to head up the hill, make the climb up the hill towards the S's. And that's a tricky corner right there. That's a pretty tricky corner because you got a lot of speed coming at it. Got to have a little blip on the throttle and just trust that the car is going to stick where you put it. It looks like Bruning very confident behind the wheel of this number 61 machine, trying to close in on his second championship in just 2 short seasons. Can Bruning capitalize and make it happen here tonight? Johnny Hamby doing everything he can. Walked away with the blonde bullet pole award, put a bonus point in his back pocket. That means Bruning is going to have to finish inside of the top 4 without a shadow of a doubt, and he is doing so right here. And if you're Bruning and you're on his box right now, if you're the crew chief and the race engineers, what are you telling your driver? As we're watching him and he is running awfully close, getting in a lot of that dirty air, what do you tell your driver? You've got a fast number 7, Theo Charlotte, closing in. 13 seconds behind is Charlotte, but indeed he is on his way. He's about 2 to 4 tenths faster than these top 2 drivers. So Charlotte will be a factor. He will come to play later on. It's just a matter of when he's going to get there as we watch these drivers make their way through the bottom side of the track. Coming at you through turns number 10. Around the corner and back down into the final turn number 11 here tonight from WeatherTech Raceway. And Bruning still hot on the trail. We've got some lap traffic out in front of your race leader, so as they cross the line, we'll begin lap number 9 up over the hill and down to turn number 1. Bruning still right there, hounding Hamby. Gaps beginning to build all throughout this field as we are 8 laps completed on lap number 9, heading up the back side of the track back towards the S's once again. And already the top 3 separating themselves. Bill Smith, I'm going to lose. It looks to be about 3 seconds on Charlotte already. So Theo basically ran his way right up through the field and has begun to reel in those race leaders. What once was over 13-second deficit, now knocking on the door of a sub 12-second differential. So we'll see how long it takes Charlotte to get there, and we'll see what the strategies are here tonight. We'll see who takes tires and who just takes fuel. And how long are they willing to run out there? That's the other thing. How quickly do you come to pit road and go ahead and fill up with the fuel? Get that pit stop out of the way. Everybody going to have to make at least one stop here tonight. So the battle between heavyweights continues here on lap number 10 in the iSplash Retro Kart League's Season 2 Championship Night. So we've made a big fuss, we've made a big deal about those different scenarios here tonight that it's going to take for Johnny Hamby to walk away with the season championship. And we're looking at the one right now that consists of this. If Hamby's able to walk away with the pole and leading the most laps with the race win, then Bruning has got to finish 5th or better. But with Bruning sitting right here in 2nd, he's more than safe. But you gotta ask yourself right here, does Bruning play a little strategy? Does he try to stay out and lead a handful of laps, or does he just concede the point, knowing that he's got quite a bit of gap to play with here? I mean, let's make no bones about it. Trying to do some math real quick on the fly, and it looks like Bruning's got himself about an 18-second wiggle room. He's going to have to finish in 4th because right now, already 10 laps in his back pocket. Charlotte, it's going to take Theo at least another, I would say, 5 to 7 laps to get there. So that's going to be leading the race for just about half of it. So Hamby setting himself up to walk away with all of the bonus points possible here tonight. And that's going to put Bruning in a position where he is going to have to finish at least in 4th. And running 2nd right here, right now, he's got himself, like we've said, an 18. Now make that about a 23-second deficit back to 4th place. So Bruning definitely has a little bit of time to give up. So how hard do you push here? The racer in us all, we all want to go out there and get it lap after lap. But when does championship mode kick in? When does the crew chief say, you know what, just back her down a little bit? Yeah, we're going to lose some time. We're not going to walk away with a race win, but we're going to have the season hardware. You just bring this thing home nice and easy. Keep it on the track. Biggest thing here in road course racing, especially in these open wheel machines, you gotta keep all 4 tires on the asphalt, the pavement. Otherwise, you'll find yourself on a bit of a ride like we seen Austin Dams have a little bit earlier here tonight. And it looks like already 3 retirements as we work our way through the timing and scoring. Looks like Wade Shaheda, Rafael Rodriguez, and Blake Shaheda also out of tonight's running, so that's going to whittle the field down from 16 drivers all the way down to just 10 left out there on the track. Austin Dams picking up the tail end of this field, listed 2 laps down in that number 2 machine, and we're only with 7 drivers left on the lead lap here, so it's closing into that point right here where Bruning's really in a safe spot. I mean, we don't want to be too anticlimactic here, because anything can happen. 23 laps around WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. It's quite a bit of driving to do. 2.2 miles around this circuit, lap after lap. You've got yourself, depending on how you look at these corners, whether you count the S's as about 4 corners, or if you count it as 6 or 7. You know, you've got yourself about 12 corners, let's call it, just to be nice on the safe side, about 12 corners, left and right hand turns, very technical, high speed corners, technical corners. This is a driver's track, and you have got to be on it. And as these 2 drivers continue to chase after each other, we're going to go back here. Let's give a big shout out to the man up 4 positions from where he qualified. Has had a pretty quiet night inside of that 41 machine. Neil Canning making his way around the track. He's going to be listed as the last driver on the lead lap, sitting in the 7th position. But whoa, a little bit of a moment here through the top side of the S's, and that is just how quick things can happen. And look right behind him, hungry hippo. Here he comes, closing in. Cue the Jaws music, because your race leader, Johnny Hamby, is right there. And whoa, Canning gonna go ahead Say I'll head to pit road this time by. Thank you very much. He's going to give the racetrack to the race leaders, and Hamby will continue across the line with another lap led in his back pocket, now closing in on close to 15 laps led so far here tonight. Johnny Hamby closing in on sealing the deal on the most laps led, but with Brooding right there in second. Man, he's giving it all he's got, but it's just not going to quite be enough. I believe Brooding will clear him in the point standings by about, let's see, what's it going to be about? I believe 4 points. We're trying to get confirmation on all those points totals. We don't want to give anybody any type of fake news out here tonight. Watching along with us, whether you're over there on the Twitch side of things, right here with us on Facebook, or the home of Turn 3 Racing Network, right here on YouTube. And while you're here, while you're at it, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy all the action week in, week out. Get your Friday night fix. All of you adrenaline junkies out there, right here with the iSplash Retro Kart Series. Go ahead and join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Thanks for stopping by and joining us here tonight. You're watching Championship Night here with the iSplash Retro Kart Series. Johnny Hamby going after it, trying everything he can to steal this season championship away with his final opportunity coming here tonight from Laguna, Seca. Hamby showing the way, has led every single lap, walked away with the pole position as well, and he is starting to walk away from Brooding. But is this the strategy call from Brooding, knowing he's got the gaps, knowing he's got some time to spare? 8 seconds back to Theo Charlotte, running in that number 7 machine, up 10 positions, now rounding out the final spot on the podium. So Charlotte, from looking on the outside of the top 10 to now standing in a podium position, you gotta wonder if he's gonna have the speed to close in on these top 2 and then make 2, I'm gonna call it daring passes. The closing laps of tonight's race, it's gonna heat up here very shortly when he makes his way onto the scene. But will green flag pit stops kind of calm that whole situation down? We'll have to wait to see. We'll find out right along with you watching at home. And again, thank you to each and every one of you stopping by watching tonight's race. Big shout out to all of the sponsors jumping on board, joining us here in season number 2. iSplash jumping on board as your title sponsor. Big shout out to everybody back behind the scenes working hard over there at iSplash to bring you some of the greatest liveries around. iSplash providing a lot of the liveries here tonight. Also a big time shout out to the Blonde Bullet Racing comic book. That's right, Blonde Bullet Racing comic book. You can find it on Amazon.com, created by fellow racer. That's right, iRacer. Marcellus Brooding, creator of the Blonde Bullet Racing comic book. You can find that over on Amazon.com. So yet another way to support a fellow racer. Check it on out. It's a good read. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Very nice little piece of work there by Brooding. So again, if you're curious or you're in the market, go ahead and check it on out. The Blonde Bullet Racing comic book on Amazon.com. As always, want to give a big shout out to Butt Kicker, sponsoring multiple different series in leagues right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So a big shout out to Butt Kicker. The future is feeling. 302 of John Rayner. He's going to stay to the inside of the racetrack, coming through turn number 11. Give the track to the race leaders as Hamby continues to pound the pavement and continues to stem away from Bruning. Charlotte also continues to reel in both of these drivers. He's got that time now down under 7 seconds behind your race leader. So let's get something going here in the chat over there on the YouTube side of things. If you're joining us, if you're watching, how many laps? When do you think Charlotte will arrive and get to the back of Bruning? Let's see what you got. I think it's going to be, let's call it lap number 12. I'm going to go with lap number 12. Let's see what you viewers out there think. Let's see what lap you believe Charlotte is going to be able to work his way to the back end of Marcellus Bruning. Johnny Hamby continues to be smooth here tonight. 1 second advantage over Bruning. Oh, Bill Smitham staying to the outside of the racetrack, and he's going to run off course. Big moment there for your race leaders as they continue to run into some lap traffic. Blue flags on display for lap traffic as race leaders close in, and they're going to abide by each and every one of those rules as we are now down to, how about this race, fans? These Titans kicking up dust, pounding the pavement. I mean, ripping it up here tonight. The heavyweights throughout the season continue to show up here in championship form for championship night. Johnny Hamby and Marcellus Bruning, joined by newcomer, I'm going to call him the road course king right here, Theo Charlotte in that number 7 machine. These 3 podium drivers have managed to put the entire field 1 lap down or more. We are down to just 8 drivers, 1 lap down. Your top 3 are the only drivers left on the lead lap, so that lets you know the pace at the front. Hamby still driving about 1 second off of his quick time here tonight, but Theo Charlotte, he's been able to keep it a little bit closer. Fastest lap of the race tonight belongs to that number 7, sitting at a 1:12.20 last time around the racetrack, a 1:12.74, so he is still within that 1 second threshold mark. Bruning also doing a fine job keeping the pace in the tires and in the car. A 1:13.54 last time around for Bruning, and that's going to be just about 4/10 slower than his fastest lap, so he's keeping some great pace in the car, as well as Johnny Hamby. Looks to be the driver that has lost the most on the tires, but with just about half of the race in the bag, you gotta ask yourself, is he going to be able to keep Bruning at bay much longer? We see the gap build, then we see it go away. A little bit of an accordion here between your top 2 drivers, as there he is coming into the picture in the background. Theo Charlotte right there. That number 7 going to bend the final corner, and he's going to chase after your top 2. This is about to get good, and it's going to be grand coming to the final few laps of tonight's race. With just 14 laps to go, we're going to crown a race winner. We're going to crown a season champion here tonight from Laguna Seca. Tell you what, while we've got some more time here and a handful of laps, why don't we go on board here? Do we got that on board camera shot? I'm saying we're gonna go to it before I actually know if we have that on board camera shot here tonight. And I'm getting a thumbs up, yes, so go ahead on that one. So we're gonna jump back here for a moment and watch this man. The man on screen right here, he's been the fastest on the track lap after lap, and he has been able to reel in these race leaders from over 13 seconds back, now to within about 4.5 seconds. So let's ride a lap around Laguna Seca with the fast man on track. Now Charlotte will take us around. And we're going to cut in here in the final few corners of this lap, and you can see the confidence in the car. Coming up through the uphill section, he had that little bit of correction, a snap of the rear, and he was able to counter steer to the right, but you heard him never really get out on the throttle. You heard him just kind of jerk the wheel and just keep on going. That is when you have full confidence in your car. I don't want to utilize the term you just send it in there and you know it's going to work, but you kind of have to have that confidence. In a lot of these open wheel machines, you got to know that the car is going to do what you want it to do, and it looks like Charlotte definitely has a car that's doing everything he wants to do. A little bit of a correction there in the first section of the track, and to come up to the left-hand corner, going back uphill once again. He's beginning to close back in, and look here, we said lap number 12, or I said lap number 12. We got 12 laps to go. Charlotte right there. I don't think he's going to close in, so I'm going to be maybe a lap off here. That's definitely a better section this time around on this lap for Charlotte, so he continues to reel in those race leaders as we continue to watch some great battling here from Laguna Seca. There's race leader, there's Bruning in second, and here comes Charlotte rounding the final few corners, and up the hill they go, and towards turn number 1 we'll crest the track as the 41 of Neil Caney gonna go another lap down here tonight. Tough break tonight for that 41 machine. He's going to join a handful of drivers off of the lead lap. Most of this field falling victim to some fast pace running at the front. Johnny Hamby has been lights out. Let's not take away from Hamby. Let's go up here to your race leader. Let's not sell this man short. He came into tonight with a few goals. Pole position, most laps led, race win. He's got 2 of them checked off. Closing in on the final 10 laps of the season. The final 10 laps of tonight's championship race. Doing everything he can as Bruning heads to pit road. Charlotte gonna join him. Second and third gonna come to pit road. Hamby gonna continue on. The one thing that could help Hamby right now is if Bruning has trouble. If Bruning has trouble with speeding penalty or anything of the sorts on the pit road, that can flip things in a hurry. And with less than 10 laps to go, less than 20 miles of racing left in season number 2, Hamby's going to need a little bit of help if he's going to want to steal the deal and secure his season championship. Looks like he is in order to walk away with yet another race win, so he will be the season's winningest driver. But the consistent finishes week in, week out, each and every Friday night coming to serve Bruning well. What was a little anticlimactic of a finish last season as Bruning came into the final race, the final championship race last year with the deal already sealed. It is still up in the air. It is still up for grabs as we watch your race leader Johnny Hamby head down pit road. Let's jump back here with the man that walked out of pit road in second, still with an advantage over Charlotte, but Charlotte still right there. Oh, Bruning gonna go wide. Bruning runs wide, and he's got to come back to pit road. Oh boy, trouble in paradise. The ABB Blonde Bullet number 61 machine has to come back to pit road. Will he lose multiple laps? How many positions will this cost? There's Hamby working his way back off of pit road, back up to speed. Doesn't look like he took tires here, so he's going to be able to stay out in front of Theo for the moment. And man, oh man, we said it. We said it was going to be, or it could be, the make it or break it moment in the race. And Bruning has got to get back out on track. He has got to keep himself in front of Poultiger, who's running in that fourth position. Can Bruning somehow keep himself on the lead lap? He's going to be able to do so. Bruning going to be able to keep himself on the lead lap, and that should seal the deal unless there is further trouble. Unless there is further trouble here tonight, Bruning looks like he will secure his second season championship right here with the Ice Splash Retro Kart League. The Ice Splash Retro Kart League, specializing in open wheel 80s and 90s classic action right here in these Lotus 79 machines, bringing that old school feel back to the track, not just with the schedule and the cars, but also a lot of throwback liveries on these machines here tonight. And throughout the course of this season, so these drivers paying homage to all the great race cars from the seasons past, and it looks like seasons past are gonna repeat themselves here tonight from Laguna Seca. Looks like Marcellus Bruning will seal the deal. Less than 20 miles of racing remain. Marcellus Bruning with issues and with trouble, but still in a podium position, still poised to walk away with the season championship. But here comes that hot and heavy battle. Close racing action here as Johnny Hamby. He's led every single lap, and how, I don't want to say how heartbreaking, as we take a look off of the tail end of your race leader Johnny Hamby, looking at the pass. Number 7 of Theo Charlotte closing in on him, now up 11 positions. But how gut-wrenching can this feel for Hamby to know that he has been absolutely lights out here tonight, lap after lap, turning in quick time after quick time, and to have it kind of all slide through his fingers right at the end. And oh no, trouble on the track, big time implications. Oh no, Marcellus Bruning with trouble. Let's jump outside of the car and watch this battle unfold here. Marcellus Bruning with big time trouble. Bruning has crashed. Bruning onto pit road. Oh, this has got, oh my gosh, this has got upset written all over it. Could Johnny Hamby seal the deal? 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go. Johnny Hamby still in the race lead. Let's go back. Let's check the replay. Let's see what happened with Bruning. We're going to check the Ice Splash replay. There's Bruning through these final few corners. Let's see what happened here. Oh, in trouble on the track in front of him. Chris Brown with issues, and Bruning nowhere to go. He's going to break a right front with the contact. Let's take a look here, see what happened with Brown. In the final corner, looks like he may have overcooked it on the gas a little bit, and he's going to self-spin. And oh man, Here we go, backing up across the track and Bruning on the brakes, on the binders. Nowhere to go. And that is gonna put an end to the King's reign. Bruning now sitting in 5th as Hamby has lost the top spot. Hamby has lost the race lead to Charlotte. We're going to go back, take a look at this pass for the race lead up the hill off. Oh my gosh! Contact! Contact on the track. Let's take one more look at it here from the seat of Charlotte. Oh, an off-track contact. Does that do anything to the handling of Charlotte here? As Hamby still sitting in second, still running on the track. We're going to get back to live racing action. We're going to clue in right here, though, with Johnny Hamby. With 5 laps remaining, Marcellus Bruning still on pit road, still in a downward spiral. All the way outside of your top 5. Hamby has got the chance. Man, wow. Wow, what a turn of events here with less than 7 laps to go. Not only does Bruning have trouble, but Hamby has issues as well. Charlotte and Hamby gonna get together. Hamby's gonna lose that top spot, but he's gonna be able to continue on. Bruning, nowhere to go on the binders, but cannot avoid the contact, and he's gonna break a right front control arm, and he's gonna be stuck on pit road trying to fix that damage, watching his championship go away. Wow. What a twist in the final laps of tonight's race, and you can see the damage on that RCA number 15 Lotus 79 machine of Johnny Hamby. You can see, look at the rear spoiler. A lot can be said right there. Look at how out of whack that bodywork is with the contact from Charlotte coming up through this uphill section before you head into the downhill S's on the backside of the track. Man, oh man. I'm just gonna be, I don't, how do you say this? 3 laps remaining here from Laguna, Seca, from WeatherTech Raceway. Theo Charlotte started back in the 13th position, now in the top spot. Trouble in contact with 5 laps to go. Saw Charlotte take the race lead away from Johnny Hamby, who is the only other driver on the lead lap, and Hamby has given up almost 10 seconds, but he doesn't have to be quick. Not at this point. Not any longer. He's just got to bring it on home. That's going to be the big key here tonight for Hamby, is if he can just bring it on home. Bruning did not need trouble. But trouble has found Bruning. With less than 10 laps to go, the ABB Blonde Bullet number 61 machine found his way to pit road, had a pit road penalty, had to come back down pit road. That lost him a ton of track time. That put him into a position where he was going to have to push a little bit to keep himself on the lead lap. Trouble in front of him coming around the final corner, and Bruning with nowhere to go, relegated to pit road, now all the way back, listed in 8th position, still off track with the popsicle sticks on display for your race leader, Theo Charlotte, who's going to walk away with back-to-back race-winning performances. And Johnny Hamby walked into tonight's race thinking he had to put everything in his back pocket. Pretty much has put everything in his back pocket. The race win's going to be kept from him. He's still going to walk away with a great finish. Hamby going to walk away second, but he is going to, more importantly, lift that big boy hardware here tonight. Johnny Hamby with just about 3.5 miles remaining of racing here in season number 2, and we will crown Hamby your champion. Let's go back to the front right here. Final corner coming up for Theo Sherlin as he comes across the start and finish line. White flag flies. Final lap here tonight from WeatherTech Raceway. The man that was fast at the Glen, he's going to show up and be fast once again. Started towards the rear of the field and has run his way all the way to the front. It took 30 laps to get there, but he got there, and he has walked away from the field, building a 15-second advantage here on this final lap. Charlotte leads Hamby, Canning, Pultiger, Brown, Dabbs, Rayner, Bruning back in 8th. Christopher Hamlink, he's still working on his machine. Hamlink going to be listed in 9th. I don't think he's going to get himself back out on track, so Bruning won't finish any further down in the running order than 8th, but that is going to be more than enough for Hamby to seal the deal here tonight. So we don't want to take away anything from race winner. Oh, big moment there for Charlotte. We'll stay right here as he crosses the start-finish line. Race winner. Back-to-back race-winning performances for Charlotte, but let's give it up for this man right here. He did what needed to be done. Walking around the final corner, there you can see the checkered flag flying on season number 2, and your champion. Inside of that, number 15 RCA machine, Johnny Hamby, gonna seal the deal with a podium finish here tonight. A pole award and the most laps led. Johnny Hamby has done it. Wow. What a championship night. What a race. So many different things going on in the final few stages of tonight's championship Grand Prix. Man, what a way to cap off a crazy great season. Unfortunately, things not panning out for Bruning, and his back-to-back season potential drifted away with trouble in the final few laps of tonight's race as we watch your season champion, second place finisher here tonight, Johnny Hamby, continue his cool down lap. What a night for this man. He has got to be one of the happiest drivers out there on track as he begins to make his way to pit lane. What a night, what a run. We're going to step away from the track for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's championship event right here high above the track from Laguna Seca. What a night, what an event for the championship Grand Prix, and absolutely stellar performance by a lot of drivers out there tonight. We're going to begin with a man that walked away in third place here tonight, and it looks like we may have a little bit of trouble with some of the graphics. So let's go ahead and get some of that rectified and fixed up for you real quick. Like, we'll go ahead and get those all taken care of for you, and we'll be just right back trackside once again. Then there we are, back trackside here from Laguna Seca. Neil Canning walking away with the final spot in the podium here tonight. So congratulations to that number 41 and his entire team here tonight, showing up at Laguna Seca, toughing it out on a little bit of a rough go for him and his 41 crew. He is going to finish off of the lead lap, but he is going to walk away with the final step on the podium. And we're going to jump now. Let's see. I tell you what, we're going to take a moment. We're going to take just a brief moment here before we go to second place finisher Johnny Hamby. We're going to go straight to your race winner. I tell you what, let's see if we can grab a word or two with the man that walked away with the top spot here tonight from a WeatherTech Raceway. Theo Charlotte, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I hear you.
Well, first, I'm going to say any better on the name this time.
Well, a little bit, but the ale is still at the wrong place. But you will get there. Don't worry.
We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll clean it up. Theo, man, another lights out performance for you. I mean, you started at the back of the field. You turned in fast lap after fast lap. A little bit of trouble in front of you throughout your run to the front. But just talk us through a little bit of your race here tonight and how you were able to, I want to say, settle into a bit of a rhythm, but settle into that confidence zone that you need to attack some of these corners.
Well, to tell you, I wasn't in any confidence zone at all. My heart was pumping every single second around the track, because it's not a track that I perform the best, basically because it's very unforgiving. So I just had to remain very, very focused on hitting my points and not getting over the limit, and dealing with the traffic and respecting everyone around that, and taking into account the pretty large difference of pace. I was I was kind of on caffeine, so I wasn't confident at all, and just managed to somehow keep myself on the black stuff.
Well, Theo, you were able to convince us of the confidence level. We seen you with a few saves here and there throughout the night, where it looked like a little bit of oversteer in the car. You had to do some corrections on the wheel, and it looked to us like you were in a pretty good zone out there on the track, just turning in fast times. And so, by your self-admittance, this track not being one of your better tracks performance-wise, how much confidence does this give you heading towards season number 3, that you can come to a road course that you're not too confident at and still pull out a race win?
Well, basically that doesn't change anything, because I'm pretty much I'm driving using my instinct, using references, etc. So basically, once I have my autopilot settled and really, and it is running in, I just I could pretty much disconnect myself from reality, and I will just keep doing fine. So for tracks I don't like that much, I will just be using my pedal with like if I had an egg under my feet. But Yeah, basically, how how much I enjoyed that race because it was much more under pressure than last time. I think I'm gonna enjoy pretty much the next season.
All right. Well, again, Theo, a heck of a race for you here tonight. Going to walk away with your second win in two races. So, a great way to finish off season number two and look forward into season number three. So, before we let you go and soak up all the champagne and all the race winnings here tonight from WeatherTech Raceway, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back at the race shop?
Well, first to thank the other drivers I raced against because that yeah because everyone remained safe and respectful, so that was great and maybe a bit too much respectful. Uh, I don't know if you talked to Johnny already, but yeah, the collision we had was because he wanted to let me go through, and I expected a bit more resistance from him, from anyone actually. So yeah, basically, I know I can trust every driver on the track from now. So I thank everyone once again.
All right. Well, again, my man, congratulations on some great races to open up your first few times here with the Ice Splash Retro Kart League, and we will look forward to catching up with you in season number three.
Yeah, thanks. I see you there.
All right, there you have it. Find a few words from the man that goes back to back visits to victory lane. He's going to capture the checkered flag here tonight from WeatherTech Raceway. Theo going to get the job done, and that's going to lead us into championship interviews. We're going to roll. And what do you say? Let's go talk to the man that walked away second here tonight from Laguna Seca. Johnny, it's Dave. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, my man, you're talking to us from second. It looked like you were going to be able to win this thing, flag to flag. You walked away with the most laps led. You walked away with the pole position. You came up just a little bit short, but at the end of the day, you walk away with the season two championship. Man, how good does it feel to come into the final race with? I don't want to call it an outside shot, but a little bit of a long shot, and to get the job done.
It was a long shot for sure. I mean, basically, Marcellus had to have something happen, and we've both had that happen in the last 3 or 4 races. We've had some bad luck. It was going to take him having some bad luck tonight. Uh, I hated that it happened that way, but we were just talking about it. We've both been on the losing end of some of that, so I'm thrilled to win it. I'm happy. I feel like either one of us deserved it. As far as winning this race, I got a lot of practicing to do before next season to beat Theo on a road course, man. That guy, I'm gonna have to figure something out.
Well, I'm not gonna be. Well, since you said it, I can now talk about it. I mean, that guy seems to be an alien when it comes to these road courses, man. So you guys are gonna have your work cut out, and maybe those oval finishes are gonna come into factor a little bit more in season number three. But let's not take away anything that you were able to accomplish this season. I mean, you walked away with, I believe, what was it, 2 to 3 wins this season, a handful of top fives, a handful of podium positions, handful of top tens. So great runs all season long for you and your RCA crew down there. What's your thoughts moving forward? How are you looking at next season? Because we've added one race.
Yes, this one was well, one race down because of the holidays. You know, man. Next season, I'm hoping that some of these guys that have been coming, like Rick, Sandman, a couple of those guys, the teammates were in there last week at Watkins Glen. You throw in Theo, Marcellus, and I, and get some of these guys that are still learning this car and running mid-pack up a little bit and a little bit faster. Wade Cheetah, he's had some bad luck in these races. He's a friend of mine from another league. He's very fast. He's still getting used to the car. We could have a pretty powerful field next season for a lot of these races, so it could get a lot better.
Well, we can't wait for the action. I know we're going to take, I believe, a week or two off before we fire things up for season number 3. With that being said, can't wait for that action to kick off right here each and every Friday night. But Johnny, let's not take away from everything you were able to do again, man. Congratulations, job well done. You came into tonight, you kept a cool, calm, collective attitude about how to go about your business, and you were able to walk away with that season hardware. Congratulations on your championship. Before we let you go and celebrate, though, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the race shop?
Well, first off, thank you for that glowing review of my season. It was beautiful. It was glorious. I'm absolutely proud of this to win it, to beat Marcellus, and to race with some of these guys that maybe not consistently every week, but there are some awesome drivers here, and you've seen especially a lot of them in the last race or two. Thanks for the great broadcast. It's fun to watch afterwards, and show my kids, hey, look what I'm doing. And thanks to Marcellus for a great league he's putting together, and I think it's going to keep growing. I think next season's going to be better, man.
All right. Well, I know we can't wait for next season. Sounds like you can't wait for next season. So, my man, we'll let you enjoy the rest of this night. And until we see you again, stay safe, keep it fast, and you are now a champion.
Thank you, sir.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words for the man that walks away second here tonight from WeatherTech Raceway. Championship Grand Prix from Laguna Seca, Johnny Hamby. Gonna take the second spot on the podium, but he's gonna walk away with the season hardware. What a run. What a job well done here tonight. And I tell you what, we're gonna try to catch up and have a few words with a man that's going to come up just a little bit short here in season number 2, Marcellus. It's Dave. Man, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, it was disappointing, but I really can't be mad at him because he was absolutely trying to do the right thing by backing it up and getting off the track. I'm sure he was watching his relative and he knew I was coming. And the moment I come around that concrete wall and I see him there, it is the moment I knew that if I would have turned left, I would have spun around myself. So I opted for the outside. And that happened at the exact same moment. He gave it some gas trying to get off the track. So, I mean, I can't be mad at somebody who's trying to do the right thing. I know he always tries to do the right thing. He's very respectful as a back marker. So, Dave, it is what it is. I'm Johnny drove a great season. He had his share of bad luck as well, and you can't be mad for it turning out this way. I think it's been a great season. I won a couple of races. Johnny won more than me, so it's been a close battle. And in the end, it's a whole season that counts, and he was just better.
Well, Mark, we do want to take a moment to say that is going to be one of the most class act final interviews that we've had in the season, man, to be caught up and involved in the, I don't want to call it some shenanigans, but be caught up and involved in some issues that take you out of that championship chances to word everything the way you did and be as genuine as you are. If anybody knows Marcellus, this is absolutely him being completely honest and genuine. Man, big tip of the cap to you to be able to remain calm, cool, collected after that contact and just kind of see it for what it is. And move on from there. You are a racer's racer, man. And again, another great season for you. You weren't able to seal the deal and go back to back, but what do you think your chances are at maybe going back to victory lane and maybe walk away with season three's championship?
It's getting tougher and tougher, Dave. There's some really fast guys showing up more and more. Today's winner, Theo, is one of them. He's like on rails. I don't know how he does it, but we have our work cut out for us. Johnny is fast pretty much in every direct battle that we've had in any race this season. Johnny was ahead of me. We have Rick Raven, who unfortunately wasn't here today, but he is a fast guy. Pretty much in any direct battle with me on the track, except for one, he was ahead of me. So it's going to be very tough going forward. I'm looking forward to it. It's a great group of guys. I think we have the field's growing in the last half of this season already. I hope there's a lot of guys that tell me that they only practice now, but they'll be back in season 3. So hopefully we'll grow the series a little bit more. And again, it's going to be tougher and tougher. The more people that show up, the bigger the fields are going to be, the tougher it's going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mark, a great season for you still. Nonetheless, you're going to walk away second in the points championship. But for the final time here in season number 2, we're going to step back and hand you the mic. Shout-outs, thank yous, love yous.
Absolutely. First of all, Dave, thank you very much for sticking with us. We're glad you're sticking around for season 3. Thank you for putting up a great show every time. I want to thank Bill Smitham once again for designing and maintaining the website where everybody can find all our information about the league. It's www.retrokartleague.com. Go check it out. I want to thank iSplash for being a series sponsor. They're staying around for season 3 as well. The winners are going to see a little bit of iRacing credits as prize money, which is all coming from the sponsor. So thanks for that. And thanks everybody for joining in and making this series a success the way it is. And we hope to see you all in season 3.
All right. Well, Marcellus, again, always a pleasure to talk to you. Always a pleasure to catch up at the end of these things. As we already said, unfortunately, not going to walk away with back-to-back championships, but still a fine season for you and your entire crew. And until we see you in season number 3, as always, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the man that walked away 8th on track, 2nd in the season championship, Marcellus Bruning. So close to going back-to-back, watches it slip away at the end of tonight's events. What a tough break there at the end, but Bruning, absolutely a class act, understands the situation and what happened, and just kind of takes it at that, moves on along, and looks towards season number 3. So as producers hit those buttons in the background, you know the familiar sounds. You know it's time for us to run down your unofficial race results here tonight from WeatherTech Raceway, walking away with his 2nd win in 2 weeks. The Frenchman, Theo Charlotte, gets the job done. Johnny Hamby gonna grab the Blonde Bullet Pole Award. He's gonna lead the most laps, but walk away 2nd on track, and it's gonna be enough to put Hamby into the top spot in the point standings. Johnny Hamby is your season 2 champion. 41 of Neil Canning gonna walk away 3rd and final spot on the podium here tonight. The 77 of Ron Potiker right there in 4th. Chris Brown, Austin Dabbs back in 6th, with the 302 of John Rayner coming home in 7th. Sliding home in 8th after late race trouble, Marcellus Bruning gonna finish the season in 2nd. Bill Smitham going to come home a 9th tonight with Christopher Hamlink rounding out your top 10. Blake Cheetah with Wade Cheetah. And Rafael Rodriguez back in 13th. Often Cheetah right there with Mark Millard. And Stuart Wright finishing out the 16-car field here tonight. So for the final time here in season number 3, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. And join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there at the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So from myself, Dave of the Cave, and everybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. Stay safe. Stay loved, my friends. And until next time, we'll meet ya in Turn 3.